Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Federico Talks Watches. Today I'm going to follow up on one of the most popular videos, inexpensive watches that are respected by watch collectors. And I've picked three more very cool watches that are relatively inexpensive, certainly significantly more inexpensive than what I usually talk about, that get the nod from watch collectors. Now guys, obviously you don't need to impress anybody else with your watch choices. This is a hobby that is strictly for personal enjoyment, but it's nice to get the nod from a watch collector every so often. It's nice that something sparks up a conversation, and you don't necessarily have to spend a lot of money to do that. Now, of course, before we get started, customary wristwatch check. Today I'm wearing my Seiko SKX, a watch which certainly qualifies but was mentioned in my last video. So if you don't think you hear a watch that should be mentioned, remember I've made a video previously and I'm not mentioning the ones I have already mentioned. And also, don't forget to check out delraywatch.com. Three very cool watches I want to mention that we just got in stock. A Montblanc Minerva movement single push piece chronograph, which is a chronograph movement which competes with Patek and Lange, but for a mere fraction of the price. Go check that out. We also have a brand new unworn Rolex Air King, as well as a Grand Seiko Spring Drive GMT SBGE 201. That's actually the same model of Spring Drive I used to own. Very cool watch, available at delraywatch.com. Link in the description below. Alright guys, let's get right into the list of these three watches, and these are in no particular order. The first one, which I think is one which is a little under the radar, but watch geeks generally know what it is the Marathon General Purpose Watch. It retails for about $520 discounted, though you can get it significantly less expensive, and this is the manual wind variant. Now, Marathon is famous for making extremely rough and tumble watches that have been used by the Canadian Armed Forces, the U.S. Armed Forces. I mean, their whole kind of ethos is tool watches, and this is actually a very cool style of watch, this general purpose, that you don't see every day. I love the manual wind. It's kind of quirky, and for $520 new or significantly less pre-owned, I think you could do a lot worse. And I know if I saw someone wearing this watch, I'd definitely give them the hat tip. Next is one which made big waves when it came out earlier this year, and for only $150 in the pre-owned market, we're talking about the Timex Q Reissue. Yes, this one's a quartz watch, but this is not a movement geek, a watch for movement geeks. It is a style geek watch. Pepsi bezel, kind of vintage reissue with that old school bracelet. This Timex sold out almost instantly, and I can assure you, almost everyone that bought it is a watch geek. I know if I see someone wearing one of these, even though it's a quartz watch and it's inexpensive, it's most likely a watch geek wearing it. It's just such a charming timepiece, and for $150, which in the watch world, let's face it, is peanuts, you can have a lot of fun. I think the Timex Q Reissue definitely should have been mentioned. Now we have the least expensive, and it's mechanical. And it's a Seiko 5 field watch, particularly in military green. I love this dial. At under $90 on Amazon, it's pretty hard to beat. Now, yeah, the same movement as my SKX. Not particularly accurate, but extremely tough. Highly legible. The green dial is quirky and gives it that kind of military feel. I think anybody wearing a mechanical Seiko 5 is usually a watch geek. I love to see these around and about, while I'm kind of traveling, because it's a watch built for a purpose. It's inexpensive, dare I call it cheap. It's extremely tough. It's mechanical, and it should last a very, very long time without service, because service will probably cost you more than the watch. It's basically disposable, but I've seen people keep these in their collections for 20, 30 years. I think this Seiko 5 field watch is an automatic kind of a respected watch from watch geeks, and I would love, actually I think I'm going to add one to my collection, but I'm sure you'd love to add one to your collection, particularly for the price point. Anyway, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to check out that other video so you can see 5 other picks. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. It really does help. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any more content. Guys, thank you so much, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.